Rice, coming up, Executive Secretary of the Ghana Real Estate Developers Association calls on players in the real estate space to help fight money laundering.
The banks operate these days and the insurance companies, you realize they have improved their system, and it is making it very difficult for money launderers to penetrate their system. The next avenue that they seem to have identified is the real estate sector.
Also, African Continental Free Trade Area expected to increase the continent's income to $450 billion by 2035 and increase intra-African exports by more than 81%. Plus, Association of Ghana Industries calls on governments to protect local sanitary pad manufacturers through addition tax on imported ones.
If our decision is that we want to have cheaper prices for the sanitary pads, let's work with the local companies.
And Manu Afful will bring you the details of our headlines and many other stories shortly. Thank you for staying with us. In our first story, Executive Secretary of the Ghana Real Estate Developers Association, GREDA, Sami Amegaibo, has called on players in the real estate space to help fight money laundering. According to him, laundering money through real estate is the new phenomenon, as strict international regulations have made it difficult to use financial institutions. He spoke on the sidelines of the launch of the Lakeside Hills project.
If you look at how the banks operate these days and the insurance companies, you realize they have improved their system, and it is making it very difficult for money launderers to penetrate their system. And so the next avenue that they seem to have identified is the real estate sector. It is a widespread situation. It's not in Ghana alone. It is worldwide. And so I was calling on the attention of estate developers that we are all supposed to fight money laundering. It is not one person's fight. And money laundering doesn't exist in only real estate. It exists in so many sectors, but just that we are in the real estate. So when I meet my people, I want to take this opportunity to bring their mind to it, and then let's all of us fight the canker of money laundering.
Executive Secretary of GREDA, Sami Amegaibo there. Now, the African Continental Free Trade Area has potential to increase Africa's income to $450 billion by 2035. It is expected to hit $29 trillion mark by 2050. With the enormous benefits, the feasibility of AfTA is being challenged by the lack of awareness and limited private sector participation in industrialization. Chief of Staff of the Secretariat, Silva Ojako, believes the game changer will be depending on capacities of SMEs to expand their businesses through regional value chains.
The objective of the African Continental Free Trade Area is to establish a single market for 1.3 billion people in a $3.4 trillion economic bloc. Currently, intra-African trade is woefully low at 17% as compared to other regions. The SME Conference on Breaking Business Barriers for AfTA Acceleration sought to raise awareness and deepen the capacity of SMEs in a bid to leverage opportunities offered by the agreement. 150 participants drawn from business owners of SMEs, private sector executives, regional business councils, AfTA Secretariat, trade experts, among others, are taking part. Chief of Staff at AfTA Secretariat explained how SME leaders can be the catalyst to drive the change the continent desires.
Instead of producing for 30 million people in Ghana, now you have a market of 1.3 billion. And maybe you can do some computation to realize that out of the 1.3 billion Africans, there may be about 600 million women who would like to use the shea product to make the skin better.
Rector of GIMPA, Professor Samuel Bonsu, mentioned AfTA represents promise and not just a trade agreement.
For us, all we need to do is to develop with our united strength the enormous resources of our continent. In 2023, there is no better way to do that than through intra-African trade. Building a system of support within our continent, relying on each other.
Executive Director of the Center for Regional Integration in Africa, said the empowerment of SMEs is key to the overall development of Africa, urging SME leaders to avail themselves for capacity building.
That was George Queening's report. In more stories, the Association of Ghana Industries, AGI, has suggested governments protect local sanitary pad manufacturers for them to flourish. The Chief Executive Officer of AGI, Seth Chum Akwabwa, proposed a protection approach recommending further government tax on imported sanitary pads. At a no pad tax campaign forum in Accra, he noted revenue that will accrue from the additional tax on imported sanitary pads could be used to subsidize local companies to produce and sell at cheaper rates.
The local producer, they are paying VAT. VAT alone is 21.9%. Do you know what it means? If you take out the VAT, do you know the implication? It brings the price down drastically. If you take out the duties on imported raw materials, it brings the price down drastically. So if our decision is that we want to have cheaper prices for the sanitary pads, let's work with the local companies. Don't let's think that the only solution to this challenge of meeting the objective of reducing the prices is to remove taxes on imported sanitary pads. It may mean government subsidizing. And if I were government, I would rather impose more taxes on the imported ones and use that revenue to subsidize the locally produced ones and achieve the same objective.
Chief Executive Officer of AGI, Seth Chum Akwabwa, there. Now, a Deputy Minister of Food and Agriculture, Yao Frimpong Ado, has revealed that the government's Planting for Food and Jobs Phase 2 plans to promote some tree crops, including coconut, to be as competitive as cocoa. Ghana is the 9th producer in the world, however, with just about 2.5% of global production. Speaking to the media on the sidelines of the 3rd International Coconut Festival, the minister stated that plans are underway to resource more youth to venture into the sector.
There's so much emphasis on some of these crops that should compete equally like cocoa. So the young ones, for example, are going to be supported by these input credit that we speak about. And secondly, see, because there's a huge market out there, we want to put more money into research and development so that the young ones want to see money as quickly as possible. So when in the olden days, these seedlings, you need to wait for about 5 years or 6 years before you see the coconut fruit. Through research, they have varieties that can give you the fruits from 3 years going. And the coconut tree, for 40 years, you'll be having coconuts on the fruits on the tree. So this is where we want to go, especially for the youth.
You heard a Deputy Minister of Food and Agriculture, Yao Frimpong Ado. Meanwhile, the Chief Executive Officer of the Ghana Tree Crop Development Authority, William Kwetu, called on the private sector to take advantage of the coconut value chain by investing in processing the crop.
The post-harvest processes that we see, I think you are here, you have gone around to see what you can use coconut to do. Right from the coconut fruit, the water in it, the food in it, if it's even fresh, or you allow it to dry and then get the coconut oil from it, you can get what they call desiccated coconut from it. The shell is used. You have seen examples of what the shells are used for, and then the chaff, okay, the fiber is also used for something. So it means if somebody also invests in the post-harvest session, the person is also able to make a lot of profit in everything, in any area of their investment. So coconut has a serious potential. International-wise, the market that is available, people want Ghana coconut such that we are not even able to tap 5% of the potential that exists.
CEO of the Ghana Tree Crop Development Authority, William Kwetu, there. Now, in a bid to boost socio-economic development and promote a vital industry, Ghana Cocoa Board has moved to sensitize the public about the various benefits of cocoa consumption. According to Cocoa Board, increased consumption of the commodity would drive demand, leading to higher production of the cash crop.
Speaking to 3 Business, Director of Human Resource at Cocoa Board, Francis Jemfi Okran, said, by educating the public about the benefits of cocoa consumption, This could lead to better prices for the commodity.
Apart from the health benefit, it also creates employment. Those who engage in this activity, not only that they buy, they can also retail. So at the end of the day, the value chain, a lot of people are brought on board, and that is very good. There's huge money up there on tap. Sitting there, people are making a lot of money from this. So what we need to do is that we also join.
The Cocoa Board market rush is being spearheaded by its national service personnel.
A lot of benefits in consuming cocoa, of which those out there, me before I came to Cocoa Board, I just knew a handful of the benefits. But being here has privileged me to know more about it. So why not give out everything I've learned? Do you get? Why don't I just give out everything back to the community? Because the community has helped me a lot. Our nation, Ghana, they've helped us. So we got it right in. We'll just give everything back, everything we learned here, back to our people out there who have not heard.
That was a report by Bismarck Awusa. Now we'll take more stories. Commissioner of the Customs Division of GRA, Alhaji Seidu Idrisu, says the Ghana Union of Traders Association, GUTA, cannot stop the commission from carrying out its mandate of inspections. GUTA recently accused the GRA of harassing its members, demanding a stop to it. Alhaji Seidu was addressing members of the Retired Customs Officers Association at its annual general meeting in Accra.
The national executives of GUTA and the Ashanti regional executives met with GRA top management, and we pointed out to them that the fact that we are enforcing our mandate outside the entry points is part and parcel of measures that we take, and they cannot say that we should stop. Of course, we also look at some of the concerns they had. Some are genuine. For instance, I have always asked why, if somebody is holding custom documents covering consignment that he has cleared from a port, when we suspect that he has not done the right thing and we are uploading them, it is done at the expense of the person who is doing it. I think that is not fair, because you are suspecting me, I have done my work. So it should be you who should bear the cost of bringing down the goods and reloading the goods, but not that one is a genuine. That's one of the genuine things I acknowledge. But the right to suspect, like the regular president said, when they say we have powers of the police, it means power to suspect and arrest. So that power, they cannot take it away by saying we should stop, simply because they feel that they have passed through us.
You heard Alhaji Seidu Idrisu, Commissioner of the Customs Division of GRA. Now take a listen to how the cedi is faring against major trading currencies and how some of our key commodities are faring on the global market.
On the interbank foreign exchange market, where banks trade amongst themselves, the dollar recorded no price change and it is selling at 11 cedis 8 pesos. The British pound lost 1 peso, selling at 13 cedis 45 pesos. The euro lost 7 pesos and it is selling at 11 cedis 65 pesos. However, be guided that these figures will be higher at a forex bureau near you. On the global commodities market, price of cocoa is down by 2.40%, selling at $3,582 per ton. Brent crude oil is up by 2.91%, selling now at about $97 per barrel, while the price of an ounce of gold is down by 1.25%, selling at about $1,877.
That was an update from the Forex and commodities markets. That will be all for Business News on Sunrise. For more business stories, please check out our website, 3news.com. My name is Manu Afful. Stay tuned. Sports News is up next.